I'm Anne-Marie Barton. Join me as I help homeowners reimagine their spaces, discovering an atmosphere of beauty, peace, and tranquility. From simple changes to sweeping transformations, I'll be sharing my process, tips, and of course, my vision. With the help of 3D renderings, we'll reveal exactly what's possible, creating an environment of beauty where form and function matter. This is the Vision Maker.
Hi, I'm Vero. Welcome to my house. I feel like the challenges we have in the house is that because it's so old, it's 100 years old, but we also love the modern look of things and we're very minimalistic and we love everything modern. We don't know how to match these two styles. So the house is like an antique, but inside we want to make it really modern and we don't want it to be like a clash of styles. You know, that's the first one. And also the styles that we have are like a mismatch of things that we bought along the way through the years. They're not really matching right now. So what I liked 20 years ago, like this red sofa, I don't like it anymore. And now I want it to be coastal, but it doesn't really match with the other things. So that's a big challenge. I don't know how to do it.
So cute. Hello.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm so excited.
I
Come on
already
in.
love the outside.
Oh my gosh.
And it tells
Thank
me
you.
a lot about what I'm going to find inside.
I can't
because
wait.
we know it's old charm.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's see what we can do.
We want to keep it like that. Come on in.
So most of your work happens in this space,
Right
but
here.
also the adjacent kitchen.
Yes.
So tell me what you do.
Well, I'm a content creator and I make cakes
all
and
right.
easy recipes
Okay.
for people. So I'm here most of the
Wow.
time.
All right.
And yeah, actually I have a lot of followers in Instagram and Facebook and we do easy meals.
Hey, you're
I'm all about 5-minute meals. That's what works.
you're my kind of girl.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people are in this kitchen, so I
Yes.
think it matters.
It matters a lot, and actually I'm trying to show that you can actually make something really amazing and you don't need a lot of time and you don't need to buy every single mold that is out there.
You sound like you're
So-
saying the same story I'm saying, which is it doesn't have to be perfect,
No.
but a few changes might make it better.
Exactly.
Shall we talk about what I would do in the
Exactly.
kitchen?
Yes, please. This is a kitchen that I've been trying to remodel for the longest time.
Okay. Wow.
But it's also not easy, it's very 80s.
all right. So if we're thinking on a shoestring,
Yeah.
it's different than if we remodel. So
Yeah.
if we wanted to just paint all these cabinets, they would look prettier in the video.
Yeah.
Right now, it's very piecey, you know,
Yeah.
everything. And so is the tile, all
Yeah.
of these grout joints.
Yeah.
So why don't you do, since you're cooking and you're stirring on top of a countertop, I'd love to see a non-man-made product, which would be more like quartzite or marble
Yeah.
on the countertops.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it had a little earth to it
Yeah.
and was good enough for a house like this. The outside of this house really, in my mind, demands some authenticity.
Yes.
So I'd love
That's
to
the
see a
problem.
new countertop.
Yeah.
And then on all the tile here, it would be ripped out and we would go with something a little more subtle.
But should we do like tile or nothing, just wall?
Well, first of all, if you do tile, a much tighter grout joint,
Yeah.
I kind of like the tile. So this would be a fresh new countertop, and now we have this area to deal with.
Yeah.
Most of the time these days, we take the same countertop material upward so that you have that backsplash, but it's also very quiet.
Right.
So you could even do just a 2-inch backsplash all along the way of the countertop material and then paint
what?
the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would simplify this area.
Right.
Okay.
I like that.
Show me something else. Of all the rooms in the house, it seems like this one's the most important to you.
Yes. This is the room.
How do you use it?
Well, we relax here. We watch TV. I work so much in the house, in my kitchen and everything that I need this room to be like an oasis, like a coastal room where I deserve to relax, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Enough work.
That's it.
Let's relax. So
Yes.
right when you walk in,
Yeah.
and maybe while you're working in the kitchen, it might be nice to have a painting here that sort of says that.
Yes, I need an ocean.
You've got to have the ocean. Well, you live in the right state for
Yeah.
that. But yeah, why not enhance that here and maybe more of a photograph,
Yes.
more of realism?
Yeah.
Okay, Great.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then is this enough seating for you, or can I look at possibly
We can, yeah, absolutely.
changing this
we
out?
We can change it.
I'm trying
yeah.
not to look at the red I see.
No.
I am just not a fan
Well,
of the
I
red.
liked it 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
anymore,
All
though.
right, all right. So now if we're thinking ocean, we're thinking sublime, we're thinking soft, right?
Coastal and
Yes.
relaxing. Yeah.
So I think if these chairs swiveled, you could turn and talk to people in the kitchen, in the dining area,
Yeah.
and it really expands the use of this room. So I see those as cozy, hair elevated, a little bit fun, but this sofa, I see the whole thing in a fuzzy, cozy fabric.
Something that I never thought of.
Right, a little bit, they call it boucle.
Okay.
And that's got all of this kind of texture to it. And not only that, it would react to the walls, but the key is bigger. So you've got this little sofa
Yeah.
in a big room. So I'd love to see the sofa span under the windows. It would be much larger and more cozy.
Yeah.
This is a little stiff because it's leather,
Yeah.
which is always a little slick
Yeah.
in some way. And then the rug needs to expound, go much larger.
Okay.
But the key in this room is the fireplace. I think we need to change it.
Yeah.
When I do your rendering, I'm going to show that going all the way up for it to finish a focal point. This
That
is
would
your
change the whole look.
It really would.
Yeah.
And it needs to be soft still. I'm thinking limestone.
Okay.
But I'll draw it for you and see
Yeah,
if you like
so you
it.
can show me
Yes, but
how it looks like.
this is the other issue.
Yeah.
Because it's so piecey, and you're seeing the speakers, you're seeing the books, this blah, 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 blah.
There's a lot.
So I think I'd rather see this sit on the wall, and then we can't do art everywhere.
No.
So let's think of sculpture a little bit. And when
Okay.
you're talking beach,
Yeah.
I've seen an artist that does some things with kind of like a
Oh, yeah.
painted chain or
I saw that.
fabric. And I think you could add that mystique of the ocean more into this space.
Right. That's
and
nice.
feel a little in here. Now, do you eat in this room?
We eat in this room.
Okay,
Yes.
so thinking about that, I want to be able to put my feet up, but I also
Yeah.
want to be able to have some. So I like the idea of 2 coffee tables. Have you ever thought of that?
No.
Okay, it makes it really easy. This one is where we put our drinks and our food, but we move our ottoman around. You can even have 2
Okay.
of those and 1 hard
So
table.
you think it wouldn't make the room feel smaller? Because
I
of
really
two-
don't.
I know.
I think it's going to feel bigger
Okay.
once you raise the height of that fireplace, increase the scale of the sofa,
Yeah.
and then the rug being larger and expounding.
Okay.
So,
Ooh, I
all
need
right,
to see it.
I'll
yeah.
get started.
Okay.
Well, I think we had a good little visit here.
Yes.
I've got some ideas. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming,
Yes.
for your energy and ideas.
Well-
I can't wait to see what you're going to put together for us.
Well, you've given me such a good palette. I love this house, so I want that
thank you.
room to come together.
Yes.
So
Can't
thank you
wait.
so much.
Thank you.
When I think about what I want to do for Vero in this home, I want it to feel good. I don't want it to feel like work all the time. It's hard when we work in our homes. So I want to make the kitchen more beautiful and more relaxing, but I really want that family room to deliver that oasis that she talked about. And I think we can do that in a room that already has authenticity and mix in the modern vibes that she brings to the table, which I love that contradiction of the 2 looks. So I'm excited to do it. We drew it out a little bit, and now I'll go render it. Leaving Vero's, I did have a vision. She described it really well. She knew that she needed a place to relax, a family area. She worked at home. She would eat in this room. We knew we were going to try to make an informal room that was still breathy and natural and even remind her of the beach. So I thought about the exterior of this home, which I had a crush on. It was nostalgic and charming. And then I would walk through that door and see a room that expressed the same thing, knowing that she preferred modern. So I liked the idea of juxtaposing the modern and the traditional, which is really called the mix. So I went about looking at the shapes. Rounded forms seemed to work best. I thought about the fireplace, and originally I thought it would go all the way up. But when I got about drawing it, I loved that peaceful line that we created. A lot of furniture that could be moved into areas where they wanted them. Informality makes it easy to move things around. The finishes were all soft, very natural, just modern forms. That's how you achieve the mix. Now let's talk about artwork. We had to scale that artwork to equal this room's volume. So we had to go with a larger size piece of art above the sofa, so we weren't too far away from the opposing windows. And drapes were an absolute must. We wanted to raise the height of that ceiling by putting the drapes right up to the ceiling. As you see it there, the rod right up, and then the drapes are long and luxurious. Let me show you the drape material. This is what I first started with. This was the thing I envisioned when I was in this space, because it ombres from light to this rich ochre. We have a soft, sumptuous rug that's very forgiving, and you could even be on the floor with this rug and enjoy the comfort. Then we have fabrics like bouclés that are soft and subtle tones. The thing is, when you're putting rooms together, let those bones be natural and quiet. Let the change happen with your artwork or an expressive pillow fabric, such as this one. This is my expressive pillow fabric that I chose because it reflected the outdoors at this house. All of that beautiful greenery, the olive tree. I felt like this expressed that, and I'll only use it as a pillow. Then we have this cool bench right next to the fireplace, and I wanted to bring in a fur. And this is a nutmeg nougat color that really pops in the room. Last but not least, we have a beautiful pillow that really expresses earth and natural, of course, but it's that ooey gooey tone that I love. After the walls of plaster, I needed the fireplace to add up, so I chose travertine. And you can see that I've redid that travertine to create interest and volume, because before in this space, everything was a little small. It's always important to consider what the client's needs are as I approach a project. And with Vero, it was very clear she works from home, and she needed this room to be, as I said, an oasis, a place where her family could go and retreat from the work that she does in the space. I can relate to that. So I wanted this room to have a different feeling than the rest of her home, and I think it does. Putting this room together, I really thought of Vero a lot, but I also thought about what would I recommend for anyone doing a room like this. Naturals, going up to the ceilings with your drape, sizing your artwork to make sense in a room. I know Vero's gonna love this. I really felt like she could relax in that room and almost feel the essence of the beach, even though she's in a traditional surrounding.